to be an improved play caller. And I'm not talking about, well, I guess we can put this in. I'm not talking about the actual play that he calls. I'm talking about how he calls the play, the length of the play call, and how he can get Bo Nix to the line of scrimmage with, I don't know, 16 seconds on the play clock, 18 seconds on the play clock.
Right.
So that Bo can take the next step as a quarterback and start to dissect the defense before the snap has even been called.
And the thing is will Sean Payton push Bo Nix in terms of what he's calling, the complexity of what he's calling? Yes, of course, it's Sean Payton. Now, he probably didn't do that much last year. Kid's a rookie. He's just trying to get used to the language. Language is the biggest thing. Concepts are always what they're going to be. Right? You're a West Coast offense. You're a spread offense. You're a balanced offense. Whatever. Concepts are concepts. It's just, what do you call it? And Sean Payton calls it a lot. He's a little bit over the top. So is he going to kind of push that with Bo Nix this year? Yeah, maybe. And here's the great thing about Bo, because you said 16 seconds, and that's fair. But as Bo gets better, and he's talked about it this offseason in terms of not thinking, you just get to the line of scrimmage. He's not thinking about his drop back or what route is Cortland, and then what was my protection. He's up there analyzing the defense. And I don't think we ever had a clock on Peyton Manning, but he'd get to the line of scrimmage in about 2 seconds, know what was coming, and be able to adjust. I saw a story yesterday that was on Twitter that, like, Phillip Rivers would tell people when they were out of place based on the blitz they were going to run. And I'm sure Manning did it. Or at least thought in his head, like, look at this moron. They're going to run this blitz, and that guy's not even there.
I'm coming right out of his spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bo's going to get there. Bo might be there right now. We don't yet know, but we're fixing to find out and where Bo Nix is at in terms of his pre-snap adjustments, because the best quarterbacks, how did I know Bo Nix was a baller? One, he was mean to me at the Senior Bowl. I love that, by the way, Bo. Thank you for that.
And by the way, can I interrupt for just a second? We came to that conclusion because, we do research, we formulate our own opinions,
right,
and we don't just regurgitate stuff guys on the TV yell.
Yes, well, the TV said he was a third-round pick, so he's a third-round pick. Bo Nix, awesome in terms of red zone, awesome in terms of third down. Now, being able to slice you up and understand those plays, as soon as he walks to this line of scrimmage, he's going to know what you're doing. He's going to know how to beat you doing that. And Sean Payton and him working in tandem together, this is where the greatness from Bo Nix, we're only seeing the start of that. This is the beginning of a beautiful career, a career that could be in multiple Super Bowls. That's what we're hoping for with Bo Nix. And we know where that leads. I don't want to get over my skis here, but we know where that leads.
That's Kevin's line.
That's Kevin's line, yes. Future Hall of Famer Bo Nix. But this season, seeing him kind of adapt and change and grow with that's what I'm most looking forward to. Is like, what more can he do? Because now he's not going to be worried about what he has to do or what they have to do. He's just looking at your defense going, you're trying to run that against me?
Do you think that comes as soon as
week one?
Week one?
It's week one, yeah.
Is it because they're playing the Titans? Or
No. It's week one because that's where he's at. And his offseason comments lead me to believe that it will be early in the season and it'll only get better. And that's where Bo Nix is at right now. And think of how he grows and changes during the season, gets used to those weapons. Now it's about the young cats. If you're Pat Bryant and you're out there, you can run routes, but you better know the play because Bo's going to expect you to know what you're doing.
Well, you know what else I love about that, what you just said about young guys, young cats. Bo's still that, right? As far as football life. I know he's a little bit older than those rookie quarterbacks. But think about that of now, Bo gets to go over after let's call it a touchdown, right? Score 6, field goal good. Now you're sitting back waiting for the defense to force 3 and out, and you get back out there. You get to go over to Devon Bailey, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, and hell, even Cortland Sutton, who's still open to learning what Bo is, and go, hey, you know what I saw? That cornerback came and pressed you, and there wasn't a safety over there. We didn't, you didn't look over me. We didn't have that wink or the little hand wave or the quick clap or whatever it is that's going to be the key to that. And you didn't recognize that, but you need to be aware of, like, when that corner comes up as press coverage and the safety's on the left hash mark, you're going right past that guy, and I'm throwing you the ball down the hash marks. Those are things that I think Bo can go, here's what I'm recognizing. Maybe you're not as a young wide receiver because there's a million things going through Troy Franklin's head before the ball's even snapped. Let me help you, and a quick glance back at me is going to tell you what's in front of you.
And something that they can build on, and let's take Franklin specifically, is it's that extra coaching of here's what I saw, plus, hey, Troy, they're really worried about your speed and they're playing off coverage. I know you're supposed to run a fade, but when I do this and I wipe my cheek, now it's a fade stop.
Yeah.
Because as the defense backs up, as Franklin beats him on those routes, and he blows past them with that world-class speed, now all of a sudden the fade stop comes into play. And it looks like a go route. It looks like you're going to run as fast as possible in a straight line and just go over the top, and then you stop right at the sticks.
And the ball's right there when you turn around.
And the ball's right there when you turn around because the defender has his back to Bo Nix. It just it multiplies.
Fired up, dude.
I mean, we should be because everything adds on top of it. It's layers in football. And the fact that you can run the ball means play action passing is back. And with play action passing is back, that means Troy Franklin can take off on those deep shots. Marvin Mims on those deep shots. Cortland Sutton on some deep shots.
Yeah.
That all works together and stacks together to make this offense, I'm not going to say unstoppable, but you've got a lot to concern yourself with if you're a defense facing the Broncos.
You just said it right there, too, running the ball. That's another Sean question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Will he commit to running the football? Will he overcomplicate his own job?
Yeah.
And that's what he did a year ago with, this guy does this guy does that. I can use both during the game.
Yeah.
No, you can't, man. At least early on, you can't. I want it to be JK Dobbins. I want it to be RJ Harvey. I want them to establish who they are as runners on this football team. And I want to see that established for 4, 5, 6 weeks before Sean tries to get real cute and sprinkle in a Tyler Bidet or sprinkle in an Audric Estime if he's even on the team.
Nah.
Like
Jaleel McLaughlin would be the guy.
Or Jaleel. Let's focus on JK and RJ and define their roles before you start trying to do these little extra sprinkles of cuteness.
Man, you're just opening a bunch of can of worms today because I don't think he'll do that.
I don't either, but that's what I want.
I don't think he'll do that. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Sean proves everybody wrong, but here's the problem. The problem is Bo Nix is so damn good, he's going to want to go back to the well, right? He's going to want to go back to the passing game because that's what he loves. That's what he designs things for. And last year, they couldn't run the ball. They just couldn't. I mean, God bless Javonte Williams, but after his knee injury, he wasn't a good starting running back. He could pass protect. You could trust him. He's a nice guy. He wasn't good. Now you've got really good players there. And the temptation is going to be using RJ Harvey as a receiver. Again, I think 75 catches is a possibility.
When you say receiver,
that.
like a receiver or motion out of the backfield?
Texas routes, just stuff from the backfield,
Okay.
Like they did with Kamara. I don't think he lines up in the slot necessarily, but just like catching passes out of the backfield. And maybe those are long handoffs. I don't want to make excuses for Sean, but I think this is the fly in the ointment. This is the speed bump. This is something that could get in the way because Bo's so damn good and Sean wants to continue with what's really good, right? Do you remember the first girl you ever kissed?
Yeah, Emily, 4th grade. We got married.
Emily, 4th grade? You got married in the 4th grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about
you? Brenda Butler.
Oh, what's up, Brenda?
From Rocky Ford.
Tupac made a whole song about it.
I know, man. And you know what happens after you have your first kiss? Can I have another one?
Yeah.
Can we do that again?
Yeah.
Do the Martin Lawrence. Can you do what you did earlier, please? Right? So, once he feels, it's all about feelings. It's once he feels Bo Nix and that step, his temptation isn't going to be, you know what? Let's slow the pace down and run the ball. Now, based on your opponent, I hope there are weeks. I hope against Cincinnati, it's not Kev's going to hate this. It's not Nix versus Burrow in this, 51-50 type of high-scoring game. One, the Broncos defense wouldn't allow that. But two, I hope that against that team, you're not scared of Cincinnati. Got a number 1 league defense, okay? Come on, get out of here.
Yeah.
But I hope in that game you slow things down and just beat them up. They don't play defense. I hope JK Dobbins has 200 yards rushing on Monday Night Football, and that means Bo Nix is going to have 150 yards passing. So I hope on a week-to-week basis that you get Sean Payton attacking an opponent where they're weak. But here's the problem. Well, just like that first kiss, you're going to say, oh, he knows how to run that now? Oh, Evan Ingram does this for what? Oh, my God, Marvin Mims took another step? Sean Payton's going to be too tempted to go back to the well with the passing game and may forget about the ground game. And that's, to quote Jack Nicholson in Batman, you better be sure. Sean, you're going to go to the passing game. You better be sure.
He did it last year and didn't have those names that you just rattled off.
Right.
He still did it last year.
I know. Now, he did it because you couldn't run. So what is it? It's a chicken and the egg conversation. That's what we're having here right now. Is like, did he not run because, I mean, it's Javonte. Come on.
I wouldn't have wanted to hand the ball off to Javonte either.
Or did he not run because he's not going to run? I mean, when he had Mark Ingram, he ran. When he had Alvin Kamara, he ran. Now, Kamara never with those 20 touches, 20 carries, he doesn't do that.
We came up with that last year. It's not happening.
That's not happening. But is there enough for JK and RJ to give you that balance? You need the balance.
But here's what I don't know, and we're going to find out in real time. Is it just, hey, Sean doesn't want to run the ball?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to throw it, right? Or does he have to have the perfect duo or running back? Maybe there's 3 of them. And I mean, you're never gonna replicate exactly what it was in New Orleans when you had all that success. Can you have a lighter version of that? I hope so, and I think that's what he's looking for here. But if he's waiting for the perfect duo to get back to running the football, he's gonna wait the rest of his life. You can't wait for that.
Right.
And you have a better offensive line here than you did there. So take advantage of that and create some more running.
Number 1 in run block win rate. Who reminds him of that? It's probably Bo, right? Joe Lombardi's not going to. God bless Joe, smart mind, a good man, but I don't think Joe's going to get in his kitchen and be like, we got to run the ball.
No. Joe doesn't even get to call. He's the offensive coordinator, and he doesn't coordinate any offense.
Isn't it kind of funny to think that Bo would be the guy to be like, hey, let's run a little bit more. You know what I mean? But that's the finger on the pulse.
He understands.
What was it? When Kev was a young shaver rooting for the Indianapolis Colts and not the Denver Broncos. And he was seeing Peyton Manning, he called his own plays, like Jim Kelly in the 90s. But anyway, he called his own plays. That's where you want Bo Nix to be eventually, because Drew Brees would be that guy. Drew Brees would be that guy, especially when his skill fell off and, he was still out there, he's still effective, but that arm was done. He was directing traffic, so to speak. Sean Payton in his ear. Sean Payton as a backseat driver. Oh, God, can you imagine a road trip with Sean Payton?
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, we headed that spot I told you about, George. I told you that spot, George.
Yeah.
Can we pull over? I got to pee, George. But, George, are you changing the music, George?
Yeah.
I didn't like that song, George. Come on.
Yeah.
Road trip with Sean Payton. So he'll be the backseat driver with Bo eventually.
I'm dropping Ambien in his drink just to go home sleep.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay.
I would never do that for real. It's a joke.
Yes, it's a joke, people. That's what we do on this show. But yeah, okay.
You can't be annoying on the road trip.
Bo will be running the show in a certain point of time where he can basically tell Sean or even override Sean.
That's what I like.
We're running it here. We're running it. They can't stop. That one linebacker's out. We're running it here. You got JK Dobbins. We're running it here.
Or to the fact of Sean wants me to run the ball. Based off what I'm seeing and how this has gone, I'm changing the play. And I know he's going to cuss me out when I get over to the sideline.
Yeah.
But who cares?
Well,
I'll take the butt chewing.
I hate to use his own power against him, but why in the hell did you get JK Dobbins if you're not going to run the ball?
Exactly right.
I don't want that conversation during the regular season.
No.
And we might have it because Sean Payton might forget to run because that's Sean Payton. But what in the world did you do? You could have easily went with RJ Harvey and he'd have 150 carries and then 75 catches, something like that. Okay, there's RJ Harvey. You didn't need to have that runner if you're giving Audric Estime 3 carries and he's not, fumbling the ball, or Bidet or Jaleel or whatever. You went and got JK Dobbins for the reason. What was the reason?
Run the damn ball.
So I hope that he sticks with that, and that's the case.
Real quick.